Welcome back to our channel. Jason from YapaTree here. Today we're taking you on a brilliant journey to two of the most popular spots in the Galapagos, Quique Rock and Playa Cerro Brujo, also known as Witches Hill Beach. I also interview a Galapagos National Park guide at the end, which I really enjoyed, so get ready to dive into crystal clear waters, snorkel alongside hammerhead sharks, and encounter some of the most unique marine life on the planet. Let's dive right in. Our day begins around 7 AM when we have the briefing on the dock as we wait for our boat to arrive. Then the fun begins as we set course for Quique Rock. We pass through the harbour, greeting some lazy sea lions chilling on boats. Then, as we leave the harbour, the whole boat is buzzing. We've just seen some whales jump and the captain gets us closer to the action, but keeping our distance, of course. We spend around 10 minutes waiting for the humpback whales to breach and see them multiple times. On the way to Quique Rock, we pass Darwin Bay and some beautiful beaches, one of which we'll be visiting later on in the day. We see various birds, including the famous blue-footed boobies. It's a great build up to the main event, Quique Rock. Quique Rock is very easy to find. Its unique shape is responsible for its local name, León Dormido, or Sleeping Lion. It's my second time visiting and the first time I was lucky enough to scuba dive here. Today we've brought the entire family along for a snorkeling tour. The rock formation is stunning and we circle it a few times as we wait for another boat to catch up. We get to see the various birds and of course sea lions. Now it's our turn to take the plunge. The kids are a little nervous as it's their first snorkel in the open ocean. Our tour provides us with a round safety buoy which the kids make good use of throughout the entire snorkel. The visibility is around 15 meters, which means we can see the sides of the rock really well, but it's not quite enough to view the bottom. And this makes the kids a little bit nervous, but they're still having a great time. We ended up seeing loads of fish, several juvenile hammerhead sharks, around 10 turtles, and perhaps the highlight was a large eagle ray cruising along. We passed the channel that divides the rock formation, but the currents were a little bit too strong today to swim into it. We were in the water for around 1 hour and the kids were really glad that they had wetsuits as it does get a little chilly after a while. Now back on the boat, we warm up with some tea and some snacks whilst we waited for everybody else to get back to the boat. We then had lunch, which catered to everyone with some meats, salad, and our favorite, basil pesto pasta. It was really great to fill up the stomach and really warm ourselves up because it was a little bit chilly in the water. We then pulled up anchor and set off for our second stop, Playa Cerro Brujo, or Witches Hill Beach. After motoring for around 25 minutes, we were greeted with the turquoise waters and fine sands responsible for many calling Playa Cerro Brujo San Cristobal's best beach. It's only accessible by boat, which is really kind of nice, as otherwise you do get the feeling that it would be very crowded. Such is the curse of such a beautiful spot. The beach is also known for turtles to lay their eggs in, and our guide provides some preemptive talks to the group, so we put a firm limit on the boundaries to ensure that we don't accidentally compress the sand and damage any turtle shells. It's very hard to know exactly where the turtles have laid their eggs, so it's really just best not to risk it. We have around 30 minutes on the beach to do some more snorkeling, exploring along the beach, or just chilling and taking it all in. I was lucky enough to snatch some time with the guide for this interview, but before we get there, perhaps hit that like button. It really does help us reach more people. Thanks.
Hi guys, Jason from YapaTree here. I'm here with Beppo and he is a Galapagos National Park naturalist guide and he's taking us on a tour today of Quique Rock, and along with this tour we do a couple little beach visits as well, and that's where we are right now. But I just wanted to ask Beppo about some of the things that you might want to know about the Kicker Rock tour itself. So first of all, like, what is Kicker Rock and why should people care about it, Pepper?
Yes, thank you, thank you. Well, Kicker Rock, locally known as a sleeping lion rock because of this nice shape from one angle. You can actually see, using your imagination a lot, of course. It looks like the sleeping lion, which is a rock that, remember, these islands were a long time ago active volcanoes. So now this one is quite eroded. It's an important nesting area for birds, but especially great attraction for snorkeling and scuba. Very well known, especially for the chances to see the hammerhead sharks, which are normally possible to see in these islands, in all Galapagos islands, but you need to go scuba diving. In this case, León Dormido is the highlight of San Cristobal because the chances that give you just snorkeling, on the surface, very shallow, to see hammerhead sharks.
And we saw one today, so we went
Exactly.
on a snorkeling tour, and I think most of the people, maybe a couple people, didn't see it, but it was a baby one. Would you say it was a baby or adolescence?
It was let's say, like a juvenile, maybe about 3-4 feet. We see sometimes schools of hammerheads, in conditions where we have a good visibility or better current. But yeah, today it was great. We saw a white tip shark, we saw a hammerhead shark. Some of the other snorkelers saw eagle ray. There were lots of sea turtles. So it was really good. It was very nice.
Yeah, it was amazing. We had a great time. Our whole family went and really enjoyed it. And in terms of the tour itself, so it's a one-day tour or half-day tour. How do you classify it?
It's considered a one-day tour because normally we leave the town, the port, around 8 a.m. And then after the snorkeling and the beach we visit, we come back around 3 in the afternoon. It's an activity, it's a visit regulated by National Park with the idea not to have too many boats, too many people at the rock, snorkeling, scuba diving at the same time. So certain boats go in the morning to the rock and other boats go in the afternoon. So today we had a chance to go in the morning. It was beautiful conditions, a lot of activity. And now we are at this beach called Cerro Brujo, which is the northern part of the island, looking at fantastic wildlife like pelicans, blue-footed boobies, iguanas. There's lots of crabs around us right now on the beach, while people is still, swimming, snorkeling, with a great view of the rock. Kicker Rock is right in front of us.
And so this beach is absolutely beautiful. There's this clear turquoise waters. And I know it's a bit of a haven for different animals. You were just talking to someone up there that was maybe getting a little bit too close to where some potential turtle eggs might be. Can you just tell me about how that works, the eggs, and why you're trying to protect them?
Yes, first of all, about the beach, is Cerro Brujo or Wizard Hill. I've been in all the islands of Galapagos, all the beautiful beaches, different colors and so on, as you described. But I think this one in San Cristobal, when again in the northern face of the island, is probably one of the best of Galapagos because of the combination of the view of Kicker Rock, the turquoise water, the wildlife around us. Behind the beach there is also a fantastic bear lava rock field. Amazing the colors. And the upper part of this beach definitely is an important nesting area for the sea turtles, for the Pacific green sea turtles that we also saw snorkeling. They come really all year round with certain peaks, certain months that we see more. But the idea is not to walk on the upper part because that is where they lay the eggs. So yes, we had some visitors curious a little bit, checking the vegetation, but then we had to stop them and say, hey, wait, because there might be eggs over there. And then we explained to them about how the sea turtles make it, how they do it at night time. They come out of the water, normally when it's high tide, lay eggs, but really they can be anywhere in between the vegetation.
And you were saying if too many people start walking over the top of them, maybe they
Correct.
compact the sand.
Exactly, that's the main problem. You may crash the eggs, of course, if you're maybe jumping or too many people walking there. But the main problem is that you are compacting. You will be compacting more the sand, and that won't allow much air, much oxygen for the development, for the incubation of the eggs, and of course, that won't be good for or the baby sea turtles.
Sure. Speaking of the turtles, when we're out there snorkeling, I saw a couple that had this little electronic, looked like a tracking device, like basically plastered to their back. What can you just walk me through that? Like what's that trying to, is that trying to just track their movements, trying to track their breeding cycles or anything like that?
We have different projects in Galapagos, different studies with different wildlife too, with sharks, with whale sharks, sea turtles, also on land with the giant tortoises. All these different markings and trackings are in order to understand more, you know, where they live, where they go. In order to, once we know more about them, we can also, with that data, justify better legislation or better control of certain areas that we're doing different activities. So yeah, we have different technology nowadays using to be able to study all these different species, including the sea turtles that we have here.
Fantastic. And just a little bit about you, if you don't mind, Peppo. How long have you been guiding for, and why do you guide? I mean, obviously it's beautiful, I get that, but you know, what attracts you to the guiding?
I think in general, living in Galapagos, I think I consider a blessing because, you know, I live in San Cristobal. I come out of my house and I am like 2 minutes at the beach, and it's not only a beautiful beach, but you also have wildlife right there. You have sea lions, you have iguanas, you have pelicans, blue-footed boobies. You know, you can snorkel off that beach and see amazing marine life. So just living here is fantastic, you know. Imagine to have the pleasure of be a guide and work in the park, taking people to these other cool places around is fantastic. I've been working as a guide for about 20 years. I am 40 years old. I started when I was 19, 20 and in scuba diving. So I worked almost 5 years as a dive master, taking certified people around the islands. There is more than 70 visitor sites, and I know them all. They're fantastic. Each one is with its own attraction, with its own wildlife, let's say. And now, more or less 15 years, I've been doing this as a naturalist guide.
Fantastic. But I understand that they're slightly different. So the marine biology side of things and the naturalist guide, are they two separate things, or can you just walk me through that?
Between marine reserve guide and naturalist guide,
they're different, or they're
totally different.
Certifications, yeah.
Totally different certification. You have to. It's a certification given by Galapagos National Park Service. Special courses they give to local people, only to local people.
Yeah.
And one is specialized in only scuba diving. So you only take people that are already certified scuba diving, and you take them to see fish, rays, sharks, and so on. And then this other certification is to take people snorkeling and for land excursions of volcanoes or different trails to look for wildlife, but it's more inland, known as a naturalist guide.
Awesome.
But both are certificated by National Park.
And it sounds like you've swapped from one to focus on the other. Why the change in focus?
Well, it's in that case more about opportunities I've had.
Yep.
In my case, family. My father has always been in the marine life, in the ocean, as a fisherman as well. So always been more interested in that, in underwater stuff. That's why I got certified as a scuba diver, and then later as a guide. But then always seeing what else can we have, can we explore. So this other course to become a naturalist guide was announced by National Park Service. So I said, hey, why not? So I took that course, I got certified too, and now I'm more working on land, but I'm still doing scuba diving, not as a guide anymore, but it's more as a photographer, maybe as assistant of the main dive master, because of course scuba diving you cannot leave that, it's an amazing,
very addictive
world. Correct.
Can we see your photos anywhere?
Well, yes, we have. I have my Facebook.
Yeah.
I have my Facebook. There you have different pictures, videos.
I'll send a link in the description to check those out.
I also work for this local company called Gala Kiwi, and there they also have information of my job, my videos I've taken. Very nice collection. Stuff that is still, when I check, it's like, wow, did I see that? Did I see that? And it's amazing things that, from tiny fish to like whale sharks, to orcas, to manta ray. Manta ray is my favorite animal. Completely, different world and amazing.
Fantastic. And so any last like tips or thoughts you want to give specifically about the Kicker Rock tour that we went on today?
Well, Kike Rock is one of those places that you need to do an snorkeling, considering the marine currents, considering the sea conditions. You have to first analyze very well where you're gonna start, where you'll finish, because the currents will influence in the activity. In the activity meaning sharks or rays or sea turtles. But once you are in the water, you also have to see what type of fish you see, which are some of them indicators of like more chances to see the hammerheads. For example, barracuda. For me, barracuda are the main indicators, because scuba diving and snorkeling, where barracuda is, the other sharks are there, because that means that moment of the day, there is food right there. There is the right current right there and stuff like that. So that is the main thing, and patience, with nature, with Mother Nature, with wildlife. Just wait and wait for the wildlife. Open your eyes, look everywhere, because it may take you 1 second to see hammerhead or to miss them. So it's those two things they have to take into account a lot.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much for your time, Peppo. I'm looking
Yes.
forward to enjoying the rest of the afternoon. And yeah, thanks again.
Excellent. Thank you as well. Thank you.
After the interview, our time on this paradise-like island was up and we jumped into the Zodiac and brought us back to the main boat. The mood was extremely different on the journey back. I wouldn't say somber, but it was very clear that we'd had a very fun-filled day and everyone was pretty exhausted. There was a lot of relaxed talking and some reflections on the day that has been. We arrived back in the main harbour of San Cristobal mid-afternoon. We thanked the guide, captain and the deckhands, providing us with a day that our whole family will cherish for a long time. Now, if you're planning to come to the Galapagos or simply want to find out more about these incredible places, check out the links in the description below. We're very happy to put you in touch with the company that we used for this trip or provide other information you need. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll catch you in the next video. Ciao!
Through days of warmth and by your